from our nation's capital. On the return, Jabril Peppers. And a nice return. Pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56! Lucky 56!
They go play action. Mayfield dumps this to his running back, Chubb. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
First carry now for Nick Chubb, and he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
We just started. Ball problem.
Mayfield now from the 50. And Callaway taking it in left side. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Mayfield from the gun on third down. To the right side and complete to Njoku. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down.
Man, it feels so good to have a computer that actually can do shit. My Zelda stream was good. He did not do good. If you look at that game, he was missing people left and right. It was bad, man.
Mayfield on first down.
He threw a pick. Just like he just did. He threw a pick. He should have thrown two. But the second dude just dropped it. The second dude dropped it. Pick six. My God.
So a pick six there out of the nickel package. They went with 5 DBs.
Almost becoming the base package in the NFL is the nickel. Hard to throw against. That was demonstrated one more time. A pick six going the other way.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. He'll to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
Let's go. Quentin Dunbar changes number 2. He has his respect.
So down inside the 45, the 43-yard line, that's where they'll take over.
Let's go. It's a new day.
Let's go. Let's go, 15.
After the interception, here's Smith. Over the middle, complete. That's Richardson. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. This is the first carry for Ryan Kelly. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Second and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
Right back to him on first down. And
Oh, that's right. Chris Thompson's not in there.
As he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Nah, he's much faster. I just got to make sure I sub him in.
Smith now to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he's brought down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
Here's Smith. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest, you can draft the most athletic guys, but if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, he'll force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. On 2nd and 10, Smith. He's got Thompson here, complete. And he'll go down here at the 12 play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And that is incomplete. Coverage there by bringing Bonnie Calhoun. Charles, that's an important 3rd down stop. You don't want to spot him 2 touchdowns here early.
You're trying to slow momentum down. You've already given up the score. They're coming right back back at you. You're exactly right. Being able to hold them there and force a decision on fourth down, that's big for the defense.
So chalk that down as an 8-play drive after the field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And the Browns getting set to go. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
Here we go. Watch it now, Barney.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Mason Foster leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Second down, Mayfield. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Gordon. And he's able to get this one up to the 45-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards. First down, open high. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
Second down throw for Mayfield. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Lamb. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining.
Detroit! Here we go now. 3-19! 3-19! Gone!
Mayfield on 3rd and 2. And this is going to be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
On 4th down, the Browns hand things over to the veteran Britton Colquitt to punt. Back deep here, Jamison Crowder. Taken in at the 11. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. On the ground, it's Thompson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Hey, on!
and long. It's Smith. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure this guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to sling this deep down, and this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Josh Gordon, 34 yards, and the Browns are back within a score. And with the rules as touchy as they can be, it's so hard to complete a diving catch in the end zone, but he just did it pretty well.
How about him getting his body, his hands, everything underneath and around the football without it hitting the ground and causing some doubt in the minds of the people who have to look at this and possibly review it. What a tremendous effort and a great catch.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Tackle made by Demarius Randall.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Again, a run with Thompson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
It looks way too easy right now. 2 carries, 2 straight first down runs. The eyes are carrying the legs to the proper hole, but they're being created by an offensive line that has the leverage game going for them right now. Lower than the defensive front, creating space, and he's finding it in a big way. Gotta love what they're doing on offense right now.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They run it here with Thompson, and he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Michael Kendricks, the linebacker, there to get him down.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Smith. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. That's good for a Redskin first down. Richardson on the reception from Smith. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 48. They'll run with Thompson, and he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Nice job by the defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Thompson. And he's got some space here. And he's brought down. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Now they'll run it on the toss. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stops short of the 35.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line. Two minutes remain here in the first half. Back to FedEx Field following this short break. The Redskins on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, here's Smith. Jackson with a grab over the middle. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Smith finding Doxson that time for a Washington first.
Let's go. Let's go. 15. 15. Watch that in. Watch that in.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Emmanuel Ogbah there on the stop.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Finds his target, it's Crowder. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. It'll be a Redskin first down as Smith hits Crowder. Smith now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now alongside Charles Davis.
I didn't realize it was in the half. I was just giving a good running the ball.
Here. The Redskins in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
And they'll run it here. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And on the ground they go with a running back. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
This is actually honestly
so
my
many times we
legitimate
look
game
at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Back to throw, Smith. On the catch, it's Crowder. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
Let's go. Let's go. 15.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
Now, are you mad that I'm running a bunch of counters?
Yeah, those are the unsung
Or
kind
no,
of
because
runs.
I'm
They
not
don't
just
fill out
taking
the
it
stat sheet,
outside.
but they
It
do
might
set
be
you up in
running
good
away.
position on
That's what
second down.
Hey, on.
They'll hand it off to Kelly. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 20.
This is crazy right now, bro.
It's a
Like,
7-yard
this
gain
is
there, and it's
crazy.
good enough to move the chains.
Looks to me like maybe
offensive
there's a
line
little
is
attrition
easy.
setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Let's go. 15.
Now a first down throw. It's Smith. That'll be caught. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man.
No one's
That's good
already read
recognition
yet.
there, and how about what he did
That's
after
easy.
the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, but when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Hey, on.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple, down to the 15-yard line.
Well, the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs. They'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
To throw on second down is Smith.
I hit the wrong
And he
button.
fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan
I hit the
man,
wrong
Jabril
button. Good
Peppers.
defense.
And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted
I
to set.
hit the
That's the
wrong
equivalent
button,
of running out the wrong door
Such a
and running into
beautiful
your
drive.
pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that
Has
one.
that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Over.
following the interception, Mayfield. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. Ryan Kerrigan able to drop him for a loss of 4.
I think he wants to come on.
So after the sack here, 2nd and 14. Mayfield now on 2nd down. On the catch, it's Duke Johnson. And they'll get him down here at the 23. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
3rd and short yardage. Mayfield. This is Johnson. He's got him.
Oh, my Lord. Nobody was on the running back. I knew that.
There goes Duke Johnson.
Oh, Lord.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Duke Johnson, 77 yards. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6.
I fucked up. I was
And
delayed
when a
in the
Hail
blitz.
Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical
All right, back
numbers
to the
that
run
say
game.
that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know that the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
And good starting field position. They'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So out now come the Redskins. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you get it done.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a 1st down.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle. You bring your tight end over there. Either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage. You got a chance to rumble.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Back now at FedEx Field. It's the Redskins with the football, but trailing here as we get down to the good stuff. Quarter number 4.
Let's go. Let's go. 15. You got 4.
They'll try the air now with Smith.
I didn't pass the ball. I'm
There he
still
goes.
smashing the button with
Larry
the basketball.
Ogunjobi busting
on,
through to
gang.
get him for a loss of 6.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
That's so stupid.
The Redskins on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 15. Out of the gun, Smith. Complete. Richardson has it. And he carries this one all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st
Every
and
time
goal.
when that play in that
And maybe
formation,
a measure of
that's how
revenge
the
there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you can see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
12.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality, hard to get them started again occasionally.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. To throw is Smith. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They've been rolling the last couple of drives, each inning in touchdowns. So this game is flipped. They were down. Now they're up with a football. We'll see how they handle it.
Can we get a spy on the headset now between the head coach and offensive coordinator? Because they've been in attack mode. Had to get back into the game. Now they have the lead. Do you stay on the attack, or do you dial it back a little bit to try and protect the lead?
The cop-out answer would be somewhere in the middle. I think it's going to be a fine line, is it not?
I think you're exactly right, but I do think if they can stay aggressive and keep them on their heels, they'll be best served that way.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield.
He would not let me go around the damn fullback.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
First down, they'll run with Chubb. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Back to the ground. This time it's high. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on third and just a yard. He was close to flirting with that sideline, but able to stay in bounds like his coach wants him to do and keep that clock moving.
Isn't it funny that we're watching this play when we had that discussion just yesterday about this? What do you do in this scenario? What do what's your mindset? It appeared to me that he'd totally forgotten that he needed to stay in bounds, and then in the last second, oh no, I better get down. And he ended up doing the right thing. But at that point, maybe close to let this slip away.
On 3rd and 1, here's Mayfield. Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. That is an absolute backbreaker. That was a design passing play, wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped, good coverage downfield, and he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and here's the thing. Anytime you give up a first down, it hurts you psychologically, but it hurts more when they get it this way because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway, and now you have to stay on the field for an extra set of downs.
And really could have used that stop trailing here in the 4th.
Here we go. Green, 39.
And on comes to High. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game.
Leopard. All right, now, lucky 56. Watch it now, Barney.
So instead of running, Mayfield's going to throw it here. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on him. Really well done.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Over.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
They won't let me do anything. They won't let me pick a play. They won't let me do anything.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
Yeah, it works. Unplug my controller and plug it back in. Unplug the batteries in.
It's 1st and goal.
You ain't got no hands either.
Touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. They'll run high. And he's able to find some room as they get him down after a good run. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They'll run for it with High. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Carlos Hyde taking it in. And the Browns add on to their lead.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt away the game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run-pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we... They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Oh my God, he
Here's the
one-handed
execution.
through.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be third down. Back to throw.
Oh my, this game is
intercepted. Picked up by the first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And he'll actually lose 6 yards on the return, but I don't think they care. They've got the football back.
He won. He beat me. He was a better man.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Hyde as they begin on the ground. Stop shy of the 45 despite some powerful running. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you're primed to pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
No more here. Oh no, this 32-yard